your girl Diamond. I am back with my very late but all new review of Love and Marriage Detroit. I had to take a minute to think about reviewing this because I reviewed the first season but didn't complete it because they drained me. And majority of the draining came from the three problematic men on that show, and we're going to get that again, along with some problematic women that's going to piss me off. But you know what? Here we go. So it starts off 6 months after the reunion. We find out Christina and Brandon are separated. It was bound to happen. Because Christina said in her confessional, she thought that in a marriage they can overcome things, they can move forward on things, but she found out that Brandon was contemplating divorce. So now they're living apart. Brandon comes over to Christina's house with laundry. Didn't even have the courtesy to have it in a bag, just handed it to her. I would have left him standing there holding it. What you coming over here for? You don't have no laundromat where you live? Oh, that's right, you living with your mother. And I'm pretty sure your mother's tired of you using her shit. So that's why. He walks in, he sees that Christina is happy. Okay, she has a new glow. She tells him, yeah, I've had a lot of peace lately. I've been doing a lot of praying. He feels like it's a slight to him because she didn't have any peace while she was with him. And we saw that the first season. So he goes on to say, well, I'm not happy and I feel like you're not happy. And he goes into victim mode, saying that he was attacked and it's all on her because she wanted to change him to be the husband that she wanted him to be. And he's just gaslighting and manipulating her from this point right here, making it seem as if it was her fault that she didn't love him for who he was. She wanted to change him, like she couldn't love him for him when they got married. But she said, I did love you for who you were, but you're not going to make me feel bad that I was calling you out for the things that you've done that hurt me. And this is what Brandon don't have that ability to do. He don't have the capacity to understand what he does is wrong because he has that mindset, this is who I am, take it or leave it. This is how I'm going to be, take it or leave it. Now you want to have that mentality, go ahead, take it or leave it and leave Christina alone. Let her live her life and find a man who really wants to treat her like the queen that she is. And you can just go ahead and be a fuckboy. Do that, okay? Because you don't want to learn, you don't want to evolve and mature and change your way of thinking, fine. Stay in that child mentality. Go ahead. And Christina, you know, she was just talking about in her confessional, there are a lot of women who do accept the way their men treat them as a way to make it work, as a way for them to just figure it out later. But you're not about to let me know, or you're not about to tell me that the way you've been treating me hasn't hurt me. You're not about to excuse my feelings or dismiss my feelings. And I'm going to be placing boundaries. I'm going to be using my voice to tell you that this is what have hurt me, and if you want us to be better, this is what you're going to have to do to not hurt me anymore, okay? You're going to have to understand the way you've done things. You know, clarify some error in your ways, you know what I'm saying? Fix it. Then he said 1 day of marriage is what changed everything. Oh, you want to talk about how 1 day of marriage is what changed everything? Let's talk about your wedding day. Because on their wedding day, that was supposed to be the happiest day of their lives, she felt disrespected to find out that her husband was talking about other women and talking about their bodies. He knew what he did. He didn't deny it, but he just said, I don't think that would be a problem because most women don't mind their men looking. Okay, you don't mind their men looking. Hell, women look. But that was supposed to be our wedding day. And you're talking about women's bodies? You're talking about what you'll do to women's bodies? But I wonder, later on in the episode, this is why he was having those uncomfortable and inappropriate conversations with those men. So, knowing that she knew that, she just dusted it off. Pretty much said, that's just a small thing, I'm not going to feed into it. We just got married. Later down the line, we wouldn't even think about it like a big deal. That's what led to having all these years of her hurt. All of this. She looked at one thing, knew that it was a problem, knew that it was a red flag, and just said, it's fine, we'll just get through it, it doesn't matter, I'm going to move on, it's not that big of a deal. That's the problem. And for me, it's just season 1 all over again, because Brandon doesn't like to get called out on his shit. He likes to point out everybody else's problems to escape his accountability. So he switches the conversation, and just says, okay. So when I come back, or if I can come back, we have to be on the same page. We have to be at a different level. It felt like an ultimatum that he was telling her, let me back in the house, enough is enough, it's been too long, but you don't have no ability to put out no demands of when it's time for Christina to forgive you and take you back, because she's not there. And she's like, listen, we need to move forward, but it's very hard to move forward when your husband is telling you he really don't want to be with you. Which is what he did last season. He said it, he acted on it, that he did not want to be with Christina. So yeah, how can I move forward with someone who told me to my face millions of times he doesn't want to be with me? I believe I said it because I reviewed last season. I felt like Brandon thinks that Christina can't do no better. But now that he realized he can't even function without her, it's quite the opposite. Brandon can't do no better than Christina. That's what that is, okay? And she don't want to go back on that roller coaster. She starts to cry. I believe she wanted to hold in her emotions because she wanted to still stand strong. But she broke down and said, I'm tired. I'm tired of holding in my feelings. And now I'm tired of explaining to you how the things you've done have hurt me and you're not listening to me. And he's so emotionally unavailable, so emotionally unattached. He didn't really care when he was holding her. Because I believe that now this was the first scene of the season. I think that all it was going to take was them have one conversation and that she would forgive him and he'll be back in the house. No. You're going to fight for this marriage like you say you are. I think that Brandon needs to do more work than Christina, because Christina was defending her husband last season at a time where she should not have defended him. That's my point on that. And you need to do the work. But I'm going to move on from there because it's more is going to piss me off about Brandon that I'm going to say. So then we get Kobe. Kobe is at the doctor's office because she is pregnant again. She is 5 months pregnant, and Kobe is not happy that she's pregnant again because her daughter's not even 3. So having another baby so close in age of your other baby is probably tiring. But the look on Kobe's face, she don't want to be pregnant. She's very unhappy that she's pregnant. I'm not even going off the fact that certain pregnancies can make you feel tired. It can have you have a lot of energy. But for her, she does not like being pregnant at all. So they don't want to know the gender. Kobe is desperately hoping for a boy because she wants to have that unconditional bond like Kendall has with Russell. Because Kendall is a daddy's girl. And she figures if I have a son, then I can receive that same love as well. I didn't understand that because your daughter does love you. I know it's that stigma of a daddy's girl, mama's boy, but for you to only want a son because he gives you that unconditional love is kind of interesting to me. But even in that scene of her laying on the table, she was not feeling no type of emotion of being excited about this pregnancy. Russell was, okay? Because she even said when she found out that Kendall was coming, she was devastated. Her words, that her first child was a girl. I'm like, that's a big word to use about you feeling devastated that your first child was a girl. And, already thinking, what if this second child is a girl? Russell's already thinking of another plan to get her knocked up for the third baby to try for a son. And she said, you got me fucked up. She said in the confessional, Russell knows I don't want to have a lot of children, so let's hope this is a son, so that can be it. But we all know, if anybody follows the rest of the cast of Love and Marriage Detroit, Kobe had a girl. So now she's the mother of 2 girls, and Russell's a girl dad. She even tells Russell, if you're meant to be a girl dad, then that's what it is. But it irritated me the fact that Kobe is not excited as well, but I'm like, this is what happens when you allow your husband shoot your club up. But Kobe doesn't like to be controlled. I feel like that's what it is. And having this pregnancy is controlling her, and she can't express on what she wants to express. But it's annoying me already that Kobe is acting like this. Like, you got some problems, girl. Let me move on. So then we get Brandon. Brandon is crashing at his mother's house. You couldn't afford a little apartment. No, he expected that this separation wouldn't be a long separation. I don't see how. You're the one who contemplated the divorce. So the separation will be as long as it's going to be until you get your shit together. And I don't know why living with your mother was going to be a quick, easy thing. You should have gotten yourself an apartment. But his mom ain't no joke, okay? Because he told her that after his conversation with Christina, they're not getting a divorce. She said not yet. because he didn't even want this to happen, but he felt like he was a project for Christina. And, you know, okay, they came from two different backgrounds. They all had to learn one another, but maybe there were some things you needed to change. So the mom gives credit to what Christina was asking of him. Asking of him to take care of the house, asking of him to spend time with her and the children, help out with her and the children. But if you didn't want to do that, she had to go. Because it was like she's raising another child. And that's exactly how his mom felt when it came down to his father. She wanted the divorce. His father didn't. And she had to go because she was tired. It felt like I was raising another child and I didn't want to feel like that. So he said all she has to do is take care of the house and raise the kids and I pay all the bills. You say it like it's so easy to do. Do you not know how hard it is to run a household and watch children? It's not an easy job. So the fact that you think you can just say she can just do all this, not gonna pay all the bills, it's not that easy. How about you do it then? But you don't want to. And then he said he wasn't prepared to be married. That is obvious. Mom busted his bubble by telling him that's what you get for marrying somebody within 6 months of knowing each other. Y'all didn't last in dating. Y'all should have lasted longer when y'all should have just dated, but you didn't. You rushed the process. And now we know why he rushed the process. He rushed the process when he was dating Christina because Christina did not want to have sex before marriage, and he expedited the process to marry her for the sake of getting some pussy.
How would you want to sell a fake dream to Christina that you want to be her man and you just had to marry her because you love her so much when that wasn't even the case? You wanted to fuck her. But he also said even if him and Christina was to have dated, they never would have gotten married. Exactly. So the fact that you didn't have true intentions of marrying her, this is what led to y'all having so many problems in your relationship. You are not meant to be in a monogamous relationship. You're not. But I feel like since you thought that you can maybe groom and control Christina, you would have just had it like that. But hell no, she said that's not going to work over here. So now that he don't want to feel miserable in a relationship for the sake of being there for the kids, he doesn't want his children to be far away from him. Because if they were to move away, then you'll have a long distance relationship with his children. Well, that's just going to be what happens. If Christina wanted to move back home to Buffalo, she has that right, and you just won't have to suck it up and have that commitment to still be a part of your children's lives. But now he's saying, I don't want to do that. I don't want my kids taken away from me. And now I don't want my wife taken away from me. So I'm going to fight for her. I'm going to give her that security that she lost so she can feel safe, so she can feel protected. Oh, okay. But you're going to have to hold yourself accountable for what you did wrong, Brandon, because that's the part I'm not hearing. I'm not hearing what you did wrong. I'm not hearing the part that you played in what led to this. So we're moving on from that. We got Kimberly. Kimberly and Marcel are the new couples. They are from Detroit through and through. They've been married for 8, together 10 years. They have 2 children, Lourdes and Chancellor. They have a busy life raising 2 children while creating a happy marriage, managing businesses. She is an event planner, designer, speaker. She pretty much creates all of the popular events in the city of Detroit. Her husband is in the mortgage industry. He's also a motivational speaker. And then it just jumps into Kimberly wanting Marcel to be more communicative. That's what she wants them to do. But he said, you've been the talkative one throughout this entire relationship. I'm more of an active listener. I listen better than express on things. So she wants him to speak up more. I don't know. For me, I feel like, was this a real thing? Like, it just jumped in for them having an issue. It just jumped in the problems that we're going to see them have. And I don't know if that's big of a deal. Maybe it's just for them to have something to talk about for their first time on the show. We'll see. Moving on. So then we get Latoya and Anthony, 2 people that I despise on this show, especially Anthony. They're going to be hosting the new couple, which is Kimberly and Marcel. They've known them a long period of time. Then they exchange pleasantries. Then they play a game of Never Have I Ever. That was the only game y'all can think about. Y'all couldn't play a trivia game or something. Heads up, y'all played a Never Have I Ever game. Okay. They enjoyed it. They want to enjoy more outings with other couples because they desperately want to date night since having a new baby. So they invite them to Bravo and his wife's 1-year anniversary, to his club District 78. Y'all remember Bravo from the first season? He is now an official cast member, him and his wife. And Anthony mentions Brandon and Christina will be coming, and Kim instantly made a face. That means she knows Christina. Then she says, I don't want to speak about her, but then she speaks about her. Then she gets into the history of her and Christina. They met 11 years ago at a fashion show. She already knew Brandon with the Star Factory thing. They developed a friendship that evolved. Christina went to Kimberly's wedding. Kimberly planned Christina's baby shower, and she also helped Christina on the path to becoming an influencer. Now, along the lines of their friendship, Christina hasn't shown up to be a friend to Kimberly, per her words. She felt like all this time, I thought I had Christina's back, but I realized she never had my back. Okay, I'm gonna need for you to tell me at one point that you feel like she didn't have your back. And you can't just say for someone you've known over 10 years, suddenly have never had your back. I need a particular time and event. Because right now, this is segueing into Christina don't know how to be a real friend to people. That's what is given to me, right? So I can already see Anthony's face. I know he gonna be messy and start some shit. I can see Latoya, she gonna be messy as well. And that's the problem that I have with both of them, okay? So this is Latoya enjoying the information that, oh, I got somebody else that don't like Christina. I got somebody else that calls out how Christina treats her friends, how she treats other people, and now she's gonna go after her. I got somebody who's gonna go after Christina. And like I said, I need things to be cleared up, because now remembering what I said about Christina last season, Christina was pretty much in a fight or flight situation with trying to make it right for her husband. That made her be not as communicative, that led things to be misunderstood. But the way that Latoya thought that she can just diagnose Christina based off of what she didn't like is projecting, because Latoya, all last season, your husband started a lot of shit between Christina and Brandon and everybody else in the group, and you've never called him out on it. But we gonna see. So then we get to Christina. She is now meeting with Kobe. They have not spoken or seen each other since the reunion, because last season their friendship was tested, and it was pretty much miscommunication, people adding 2 cents in that they shouldn't have added in, and it led to this. So she wanted to meet up with Kobe to clear things up, at least for them to be on cordial ground before the anniversary dinner. Kobe is hesitant while looking pissed off by coming into the place, but knowing that she needed to be in the scene. So she said they have not spoken since the reunion, and just opened up a conversation about small talk. And they both agreed that they had a genuine moment at the reunion, and they both thought it would have been a sign of them moving forward. But since then, it has not grown from that moment. Nobody has reached out to one another. Christina explains, I know I haven't reached out, but I felt like you probably didn't want me to reach out. I felt like you would not have received me reaching out. So I kept that energy that she wants to keep things at a distance. Kobe wants to act like a child and act like what Christina says didn't make any sense, to end up admitting that she did put Christina at a distance, but she still wanted Christina to fight through that distance and still show up and show her she still wanted to be friends with her. But that's my problem with you, Kobe. It goes both ways. If you want Christina to fight for the friendship, you're going to have to fight for the friendship as well. While Christina felt like you would not have received her input, you should have still said, okay, I'm going to take a chance and try. That's my whole point. Both of y'all can do the same thing. Both of y'all can express, I didn't know if I should, but I'm going to try. Thank you. So Kobe says she wants to reserve her peace, and then mentions she does not know how to be around a lot of women. She didn't have a lot of women friendships. She's grew up around brothers. And for her to be called a sister by Christina, she took that seriously. Christina agrees. I don't have a lot of relationships with women either. So when I called you my sister, I believe you are to be my sister. I took it seriously as well. Then Christina gets emotional because she has so much to do with at home. And as much as I have going on, I can't fight with you, and I can't fight with Brandon. Now with Kobe, I don't know. The way that she was listening, it looked like she didn't give a shit because she wanted to be about her. But she did not know that things were not good. And as far as how much she does know, she don't. So she doesn't think that she has the ability to ask Christina what's going on, only because they have not resolved their issues. So she doesn't believe I can just jump in and ask her. She did open up with, I know I have a lot to deal with as well. I understand what we have done, what we have, said about one another. And Colby tells Christina, I have a lot going on with me as well, but I want to show up and do my part. And Christina is happy that she's showing up and doing her part. She appreciates Colby for being open and honest just to see how they can move forward. And in the confessional, Christina wants to be as transparent with Colby as possible without revealing too much, because they have not moved forward completely resolving their issues. So she can't just assume this one conversation. She can go back to tell Colby what she's been dealing with, because she never had to hold back with Colby. She can confide with Colby about anything. But as of lately, I don't know if I can, because we haven't moved forward with our issues. So right now, they both just want to allow each other to show up, to build the friendship. Don't know if it could be as it was before, but we're just gonna try. There's no time frame. There's no expectation out of it. We're just going to take it step by step just to see. So Colby wants to protect her peace, which she has every right, but I feel like she is in need of another voice of reason. But I don't know if Colby is going to admit that she needs another voice of reason, another comfort, because of what she's dealing with this pregnancy. So now we're ending things off with the anniversary of Bravo's club. And Colby comes in by herself. Russell had to go to class and exchange pleasantries with everybody else, talking about how she hasn't seen nobody in a while. Then she opens up with seeing Christina. Christina invited her out for coffee. And LaToya asked her, how many months are you? I think she said, how many weeks are you? 22 weeks. She said, oh, okay. I don't know what that was. I don't know. LaToya, were you trying to think that it was inconsiderate of Christina to ask Colby for coffee because she's pregnant? Or are you looking at the time frame of how long it took for Christina to reach out to Colby? I don't know. I feel like your tone, your question that led a lot of subtlety is just not sitting with me. It's those little things that she does that throw shade, and that's what I can't fuck with. I really, really can't. So Brandon and Christina arrived together. They're putting on a fake front to make sure nobody knows they're separated. It's none of their business, but I caught a clip of the next episode tomorrow. Brandon is going to tell Russell about the separation. So we're going to see that. So exchange pleasantries. There were, looks, smiles between LaToya and Christina. Anthony already talking shit that nobody asked him to do. He was talking about Christina's fur coat when she walked in. Like, saying she looked like a pink poodle. And I'm like, what? Why was that even necessary? You did not need to talk shit about Christina's fur coat. Your wife came in a fur coat, but you don't say nothing about her fur coat, but you're going to say something about Christina's fur coat. That's so weird to me. And it was a cute pink coat. It was cute. Like, what you mad? You don't look good in it? You want to look good in it? I don't understand, Anthony. You did the same exact thing last season. You started a lot of shit with Christina. You spoke a lot of shit about Christina. Like, and LaToya is just sitting there, not saying nothing. I'm like, girl, please check your husband. He does not need to come at this woman like that. And why is he coming at a woman like this? Ugh. Not necessary. This is why Anthony is a female. This is why he's a bitch. It's not necessary. So, Bravo and Brandon exchanged conversations about what's been going on with Star Factory. He got a little boot camp thing going on. And he also wants to ask Brandon if he can get into the studio because he wants to make an I'm Sorry song in case I needed it. Why would you want to create an I'm Sorry song? That's a bit foreshadowing. So we're going to get into Bravo secrets this season about Bravo probably cheating on his wife. Okay. All right. So then Kim and Marcel come in. Christina is uncomfortable. She ain't seen them in a long time. And then in the next episode, we're going to get into the confrontation. And LaToya is going to be excited about it. Just to look on that smirk on her face. She's excited about this confrontation between Kim and Christina. Yeah, I'm going to see LaToya. I'm going to see her pulling the reins, everything. But y'all, that's it. It was a pretty good first episode. I'm hoping that we're going to get more out of everybody, that this won't be as gang up on Christina season, because it's starting to feel like that. But since we're going to have more couples, we're probably going to be introduced to more issues that's going to spread the show. So it won't be just targeted on one person or one couple. But I'm here for it. I'm going to review it, see how long I'm going to last reviewing it. So y'all, that's it. That's all I have. Please stay tuned for my next video, and I'm going to see you guys later. Bye.